Pickin Pear Podcast. Yeah. And we're back.
Whew, I know. It's been a minute. We're sorry we missed a week, but we are back.
Yeah, you had to watch some reruns on the YouTube channel last week. But we're going to tell you all about why we missed it.
Yeah.
Because we are excited to be back on our road to 1,000 shows.
Yeah.
And honestly, it feels like we might have played 1,000 shows since we last spoke with you all.
It really does.
We left you. We were in New Orleans, where we played show 960 together and 691 at the Den in New Orleans with Jake.
Yep.
And he was with us on the next show, 692 and 961 at the Grill and Grocery in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, our first Mississippi show ever.
Yep. Oh, that's cool that Jake was was with us for our first show in Mississippi. I love that.
Yeah. It was great having Jake for sure. And we eventually made it back to Kentucky, where we played the Village Pub in Covington. We did have a couple of canceled shows at the Cincinnati Zoo, and then that was because of weather and rain.
Yeah.
And then we canceled Louisville because I was very much under the weather and just could not muster up the energy to do that show.
Yeah.
Sorry, Louisville. We'll have to come back and play for y'all. And then we played in Stanleys Pub in Cincinnati. That was a sold-out show. And then we played the Eclipse at the Kokomo Riverwalk. And then show 965 and 696 was just this last Tuesday at People's Brewing in Lafayette.
Another sold-out show.
It was another sold-out show, yeah. So lots of great shows in between when we last spoke with you and now. And
So many.
we thought maybe the best thing to do would be to just like show you the weeks in review first so you get a good visual of all the different shows, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about all the shows.
I love it. Let's go.
All right, so here it is, the weeks in review. Weeks in review starts right now, and we pick up right where we left off in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Just the best place, man. The music there is unbelievable.
So much good music, so much good food. We had our good friend Jake with us.
Look at all the powdered sugar.
Yeah, beignets, and then, we stopped into this absinthe bar, because you got to do Bourbon Street. You just got to see the spectacle, and this was right on Bourbon Street. And what a cool old bar. Look at all that old sports stuff hanging around.
Yeah, and then watching them create this absinthe cocktail was really cool.
She set that sugar cube on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I obviously didn't taste it, but it smelled very minty.
It was very delicious, and it made me feel real groovy. And, then we had our show that night at the Den at the Howlin' Wolf. And the Howlin' Wolf is a popular venue down there. We got to play the little side room, and it is a little den. But it was a wonderful time. Great show.
It was awesome. It, kind of forces people to come in and just sit and watch and pay attention. And it's like a listening room. It was really awesome.
And, of course, we got Jake up there.
Oh, classic Jake move.
Oh, he's so good.
So good.
And then at this time, it's basically Tia's birthday. So we're celebrating Tia's birthday at the casino.
We're watching sports. We're playing games. It was so fun.
Yeah, we ate a hot dog there, too.
Oh, Cajun Jack.
Had to take Jake to Cajun Shack. And then for Tia's birthday, all she really wanted to do was have tea on a balcony. And we had done this 5 years ago at this same place. And we got the jackpot spot and had a great little lunch there.
We did. And just, the sights of New Orleans here. It is so cool.
It's just the coolest place. I love it so much. I mean, it's a little grimy, but I'm a little grimy, so I fit right in.
Yeah.
And this is the art bazaar in the Frenchman Street. We have our friend Lizzie who has some art there.
Oh, look at that. Look at that strong.
For Tia's birthday, this is the dinner spot, the Bacchanal, right on the Bywater. Very cool spot. Even the Uber driver was like, "Where are you guys going?
Yeah.
This place is cool."
Yeah.
And it really was. And Lizzie recommended it, and I had been there once before, and she took us to this great little dive bar nearby. And
perfect.
She brought the birthday hats, and we just had a great night together. And the next day, we're down at Louise's by the track for the best po' boy there is in New Orleans, in my opinion. Hanging out at Lafitte's here on Bourbon Street again, letting Jake check all the good New Orleans sights and sounds.
Right. I was going to say, more sights and sounds of New Orleans here. It was just lots of walking. Oh, boy.
We did some walking. But, man, I mean, just everywhere you look, it's just awesome. Like, look at that giant ship going down. And, of course, they want to charge you, $15, $20 to go wander through these cemeteries. But I'm tall enough. I can just stick my phone over the wall and get a good view. And
Ooh, man. I didn't have any of those, but these guys loved them. Those oysters, man. Woo.
Don't ask me what I did for those beads. We got on the streetcar eventually, like on our third day. We're finally tired of walking. We finally realized how to get on the streetcar, and it was very easy.
It was, and it really helped us not walk some of those miles that our legs were not ready to walk anymore.
Right. And it was a really cool experience. And then, of course, we got to take some time to get some naps in.
I think Jake found the best spot in the RV.
I don't know about that.
Look at that sleeping spot.
I like my spot. This guy was amazing. He's just doing freestyle for everybody that's walking by on Frenchman Street.
It was amazing. I've never seen anything like it. To come up with that on the top of your head was just blew us away.
These train kids had the best band name called the Crawfish Daddy Issues. And these were just good sounds that we just kind of chase. You know, you hear those good sounds coming out, and you're like, I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah.
Eventually, we made it to Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and these fine folks at the Grill and Grocery took great care of us.
What a cool bar, and what cool people. They really cater to the live music scene. It seems like local and obviously out-of-town bands. So just a really cool spot that fosters good music.
Yeah, a tiny little stage, but intimate and fun.
Yeah.
And they had the Muppets playing above us the whole time. And of course, we get Jake up there again. Get up, Jake. Play that harp.
Yeah.
So much fun having our buddy there with us for a couple of days, couple of shows. And on the way back to Kentucky, we stopped, but not a scheduled stop. We had a flat tire.
But this guy, man, look at him. He was working so hard on Easter Sunday at like 5 or 6 in the afternoon to get us back on the road. Even got Leon in there.
Yeah. I wanted to be a part of this. I could change a tire.
But it was amazing, man. He was our Easter miracle. He really was.
He was. And, of course, we get to Kentucky. We know where the good tacos are down there in Newport. And then we go over to Covington to the Village Pub. This is my old stomping grounds. I used to be drunk here a lot when I was 21, 22, 23. And my very good friend Donnie Webster works there and lives upstairs. And it was a really fun show.
It was so fun, and everybody was digging it, and we were having a great time.
Yep.
But we were still getting over our sickness.
So, yeah, still getting over that. And then we had a sold-out show at Stanley's Pub a couple days later. We kind of ripped it there.
Oh, man, we were having a good time. The crowd was awesome, too, and they were feeling it. We were feeling it.
They were there to hear a bunch of Grateful Dead covers, and we played a bunch of original songs, and they were digging on it. So, really, really cool to get to play our songs for a room full of people. And then it's Monday. We did the Eclipse up at the Kokomo Riverwalk, and man, what a fun experience that was.
How cool was that? I mean, to be with all of these people, listening to music, watching this eclipse happen was just special. It was a really cool event, and I was so
and look
happy
how
to be a
dark
part
it
of
got.
that. The lights turned on, the street lights.
I was definitely howling at the moon a little bit here.
Oh yeah.
So fun. We were in Kokomo got split in half, so we were at 99.99% totality, but it was still very cool.
Yeah.
And then the next night, Tuesday, we were at People's Brewing in Lafayette, Indiana, and this was probably our best show of all the shows.
Yeah, we were finally probably as best as we were with our sickness. And again, another sold-out show to a crowd that's just watching and paying attention. It was awesome.
Yeah, and we had a great spot at the state park there, Prophetstown State Park in Lafayette, and headed to Michigan yesterday.
Yeah.
And here we are this morning, and it's just pouring down rain.
Pouring rain, freezing.
But that's where we are. We're in Michigan, and that's it. That's our week in review.
Whew.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
There was
that
a
happened.
lot.
Yeah, those are normally maybe 2-3 minute videos. That was a 7-minute video. There was a lot that happened within these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows.
Yeah. So hopefully you got a good visual of where we were and what we were doing. Yeah. So let's start back in New Orleans with Jake. Tia, tell me a little bit about that trip.
That was just so fun. We did everything you could possibly do. It felt like in New Orleans. We hit Bourbon Street, which is you got to see it. That wasn't where we were trying to find all the good music necessarily, but we just had to walk it. Then we went, Frenchman?
Yep.
Frenchman Street, and that's where we found some cool stuff, some good music just popping out of every bar. But it was my birthday weekend, so it was just awesome, and it was great to have Jake there. He made it really fun. And I think Jake being there made us do more things that we may not have done if he wasn't there, just because we get into our routine of, like, I'm just going to sleep until the show. So it was really awesome. We probably walked like 15, 16, 17 miles in those 3 days.
Yeah, Jake was keeping track on his phone about
Yeah.
how many steps we'd taken that day. And
Man, we just didn't stop. We saw so much. It was awesome.
Yeah, and we were up till 3 every morning, and it's not like we were just partying.
No.
It was just like we were doing stuff all the way until then,
Yeah.
Super fun. And, can't wait to go back to New Orleans.
Always.
I just absolutely love it. I mean,
Yeah. It's like Vegas to me in a way, where there's just no rules. You could just do anything, it seems like. And I love to just jump into those places for like a few days and then get back out.
Yeah.
Just like jump into the crazy, see like what is going on here, and then get back out of there. It was just, and the music. Everybody knows, man. There's just quality musicians everywhere, like
Right.
top-notch musicians everywhere.
But someone was explaining it really well, how I think it was Lizzie. It was her theory about how they can't bury the dead underground. So everybody's on the same level, right? And the musicians kind of treat each other that way. Like no one's above or below or whatever. It's like we're all just there making this music happen.
Exactly.
That was a cool little thing to hear, and
Yeah.
it stuck with me.
I like that outlook, and you feel that when you're there. It doesn't feel like anybody's like competing with one another. We're all just trying to do the thing here that we love.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do it together.
It was really, really fun, and a really happy birthday, I hope.
It was one of the best.
Yeah.
Really was. That one will stick with me for a long time.
And when you check out Whiskey Brain from the Den on YouTube, you can hear, a half full room of people wishing Tia happy birthday.
Man,
It's
nothing
really
better
sweet.
than that.
Yeah, a bunch
Seriously.
of strangers wishing you
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Gosh. So cool. Really
well,
was.
We ran ourselves ragged, and then we went to Hattiesburg, Mississippi,
Yep.
with Jake, and that Jake got to wander around Hattiesburg while we took a nap. Like we definitely got our rest before that show, and he was sending us all kinds of cool pictures about some 80s stuff. Like
I was gonna say 80s and 90s, like Jake's golden era. He got to see so many cool things.
They had like the car from the National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yep.
They had the big painting of Vigo or whatever I think is his name from Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, yep.
Ghostbusters 2. Just Jake had a great time, I think, and that was important for us to make sure Jake had fun, and we had fun too.
Yeah. It was a really cool room, and the owners were really, really kind, and like I think I said in the video, but they foster great live music. It seemed there, so happy to have had our first show at that place.
Yeah, and then we had a little bit of an issue headed up north from Hattiesburg on Easter Sunday to Kentucky, trying to get home to my mom. I was going to stop at the grocery, get her some flowers, give her a real happy Easter, and then bam! These guys hear a weird sound in the back of the van.
Yeah, it sounded like there were like rocks getting kicked up every once in a while, hitting the van. But it was like, it happened so many times. I was like, that can't be a rock every time.
No, it was our tire shredded and hitting stuff underneath of our van.
Yeah.
So when we finally was like, all right, Leon, can you please stop? So I did. I pulled over, and we were in Bonniesville, Kentucky.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're stopped at a Dollar General. And
it's 5 in the afternoon on Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
What is going to be open to help us get a tire taken care of?
I get Tia on with the insurance because the roadside assistance and all that, and start that process. And that wasn't very fruitful at all.
No. They basically said, we can't get to you, so here's a spot that we can recommend, and
just bill us
there
later.
You go. Yeah, I was like, that's not going to work.
Yeah, and I had to dig all the merch or all the gear and merch and everything out of the van just to make sure that we had a spare tire. All we had is the tire. We didn't have the wheel. We just had the rubber tire that goes around the wheel.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, great. We have to find someone that can jack this thing up and then find someone that can put this tire around the wheel. Great. What are the chances of that? Yeah. Well, apparently pretty good in Bonniesville, Kentucky, because we found, I think it was Taylor and Sons, or Harper and Sons.
Harper and Sons. There you go.
Harper and Sons. Yeah. Harper and Sons had a little Google thing. It says they were open 24 hours. So I'm like, all right, here we go. It's our only chance. I give them a call, straight to voicemail. Voicemail. Damn it. This isn't going to work. Hang up. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, I'm gonna just leave a message. So I call back, leave this long, lengthy message about our predicament, and about 30, 45 minutes later, he actually gives us a call back. He's like, well, I can't find no one to help me, but if you can limp it over here, I can give it a shot. So we limped it back 20 minutes out of the way.
Yep.
The sun's getting lower, we're losing the light, and he looks at it, he's like, yeah, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
So this nice, good old Kentucky boy, probably different political leanings than I have because of stuff he said, but he was still very nice and took time away from his family on Easter Sunday to be a part or to help us get going on the road. So he jacked it up. He said, once you try to get that tire off or that wheel off, he's like, I got this hernia. I'll have to put the lug nuts back on. I can't do this. So he got me in there to start whacking on the tire.
Got Jake in there a little bit. Like everybody got a turn, to just try and get the tire off.
And I don't know, within 2 hours of stopping, we were back on the road on Easter Sunday. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, you said it. Unbelievable. Like, that doesn't happen, especially with car stuff. That is like, oh, no, we're booked like 3 months. Sorry, So to have this one guy that, like you said, took the time out of his Easter Sunday with his family to help us get back on the road was just the kindest thing, because we were run ragged. We just wanted to get home. Jake wanted probably just get home, get out of the van
for a second.
And man, like that was just such a kind thing. You know, it was really,
it worked out really, really well.
It did.
So we made it to Kentucky, where then I proceeded to get very sick.
Yeah.
Like stupid. Like it's not COVID. We did the COVID test, but still just like heavy congestion in my chest. Just
just stuffed up. Which is super hard for trying to play music and sing music.
Or sleep. Yeah, like I was having some hard time sleep. I was waking up in the middle of the night with some terrible coughing fits. Like it was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
We did manage to get to the Village Pub.
We did.
Yeah.
You're right. All I was gonna say is I eventually caught it too. It's bound to happen when you live in a van with each other. But I was a couple days after him.
Yeah. Yeah, we made it to the Village Pub and had a really fun show with those guys. I may have been imbibing a little bit to help, counter the sickness. Yeah. So I might have had some grapefruit Donnies and some whiskey shots.
Well, you got to feel good somehow.
And it worked. I felt great. There was an interesting moment where you can see them in the video, actually, in that clip. There was a couple dancing, and the chick was super nice. They were throwing money in the jar until she wasn't.
I think it was when we played. There was a birthday in the room, and we always play "Happy Birthday" and "Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms."
Yeah,
I think it happened after that song.
Yeah, well, and maybe I said something because she's like, I'm from Eastern Kentucky, and blah blah blah. I was like, well, you got to be from somewhere, and maybe she took that the wrong way. I was just trying to be silly,
just
I guess.
Be funny.
Yeah, right. You got to be from somewhere, Eastern Kentucky, I guess. Well, she got so mad at us and said, "Excuse my language, kids. Fuck you, and fuck you for stealing my..." What'd she say?
It was like, no, I think she said something like, for stealing, did she say heritage or something like that?
Yeah, like stealing my culture and making money off of it. That's what she said. Fuck you for stealing my culture and making money off of it. And I was rattled.
I was too.
For like a whole song. Like, damn, what did I do to this girl? This is not the vibe we're trying to do. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, wait, I'm from Kentucky. This is my culture too. And if she thinks I'm making money, she's really lost her damn mind. Like we make enough to go to the next show, and that's about it. Yeah. And that's we're happy with that right now, and it's all working out great. But it rattled me until I was like, wait, she's just a drunken dummy.
Yeah, I mean, she was just wasted, and young, whatever.
But I don't know.
It was weird, man. Like you said, I kept thinking about it after she said it. And I didn't know what she said at the time. So I didn't know until, probably think even after the show.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know. I kept thinking about it. Like, what did we do? Did we really say anything that was off-putting? And I don't think we did anything too crazy. But it was a moment.
We try really hard to be really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I can get a little snarky here and there, but...
But it's all in good fun.
It's generally in fun.
Yeah. Yeah, but man, that was a moment that was kind of took us for a loop for a second. I was like, all right.
Other than that, the Village Pub show was really awesome. Got to hang with my friend Donnie.
Yeah.
And then we had a couple of days of super sickness, because all right. So after that show, that ended at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I had to wake up the next day, very early, to get the van in for the tires and the oil changes and all that stuff. Like it was like an 8 a.m. appointment. So I had to turn around. And I remember I was just super sick, like blowing my nose a lot in the waiting room. And there's this older lady there. And I just told her, like, it's not COVID, I swear. I just, you know, like it was just one of those. And then, you know, get back. We get the word that, you know, the Zook show is canceled, and Tia's like, thank God, it was going to be 40 degrees out. She's her fingers are going to fall off.
Yeah,
and I probably could not have sang that night.
No, that would have been tough for both of us. So it was kind of like a blessing in disguise on that one, even though we wanted to play it so bad. We wanted to do Tunes and Blooms for so long.
Yeah.
So it was a bummer that it was canceled, but we were like, oh, I guess, thank you.
Yeah. And then we weren't better the next day. We had just booked this. Like on Monday, I got word from the Louisville guy at Melwood Tavern that, hey, you know, we can get you guys in on Friday. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. Well, by Thursday, I just woke up dead again on Thursday, and just like, we can't do this show on Friday. So.
You had just multiple days of like really pushing yourself and then not getting any sleep. So it wasn't helping your
And it was all coming off of the crazy running ourselves ragged in New Orleans.
Exactly.
You know, like
still catching up from that.
New Orleans, flat tire, shows, van work, you know, sick. You know, it was just like I ended up sleeping so much that day. So it worked out really well, because then on Saturday we were able to do the Stanleys Pub in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
We opened up for Grass is Dead, Grateful Dead cover band.
Yeah.
So $20 tickets, and it sold out.
It sold out. It was awesome.
Which was crazy. Yeah, it sold out like
crowd.
right at the beginning of our set too. So it wasn't like it was a late coming crowd. They were there for us too. And we felt that, and it was really, really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of drama at the end of the night with the other band, and you know, getting paid right. But we, you know,
it all
luckily
got taken care of.
Stanley's Pub has really amazing people that work there.
Absolutely.
And they could see, you know, they've worked with us a lot. Yeah. And they could see that, you know, on a sold out show, when you try to pay us only $150, that wasn't fair. Yeah. So they did what they didn't have to do, and they paid us out of the till from the bar. So,
yeah, it was all made right by those guys, and we appreciate it so much. We love Stanley's, and
we don't do it for the money, but we do need enough to, like, $150 is about what it takes to fill the van. So we needed a little more than that, especially on a $20 ticket on a sold out show. Yeah. And we rocked it. Yeah. Yeah. And we had to stay all night long. All night after we opened.
And we were sick still. It was like, oh man, if we could just like get out of here, go home, it'd be great. I mean, we wanted to stay and listen to Grass is Dead, of course, but like, man, we weren't feeling really good. So to get that extra rest would have been great.
But it all worked out great, and we love Stanley's Pub, and we'll definitely try and come back for another show there with those guys.
Absolutely.
Soon.
Yeah.
And then we got on the ball early and left Cincinnati on Sunday night to get to Kokomo.
Yep.
We got to basically the venue at 1:30 in the morning so that we could just sleep in the parking lot and not have to worry about traffic on the eclipse day and all that stuff.
Exactly. It was a great move. Like, the roads were real empty and nice. And, I mean, obviously, that Kentucky, Indiana, that drive is just so terrible because the construction is horrible. So for you to be able to do that at the end of the night with nobody around you was just stress-free. Yeah. It's really great.
It worked out great. And then we had very cool Kokomo Eclipse experience.
It was the best.
Yeah.
Like, just what a cool place to be, to see the eclipse with all these other people. We're playing music. We're listening to music. It was just awesome.
Yeah, and Luna Worldcast was great, and they had Hunter Wainscott playing the harps, and he was really good. That's actually the moment I remember, because like when it hit the totality or whatever, he was in like
ripping
some deep harmonica solo, and it was just like perfectly eerie and good, and that's the moment I'll remember from the eclipse there.
Same, yeah.
And Kyle there at the coterie, he just, you know, he puts on these events for the community. You know, they didn't charge anything, and he still pays us really well. And it's just like, love these guys. Yeah. Love being a part of anything they're doing.
Absolutely.
So we feel very honored to get to go and be a part of something so special, like monumental, like the eclipse. You know?
That's something that's like a core memory that we're gonna have, and then we all got to share together, and we appreciate that so much. We do.
And we met a couple people there that said they watched the podcast. So, hey, thanks for
guys.
watching the podcast. Shout out to you. Also, throwback to New Orleans.
Yeah.
We were in New Orleans and walking down Frenchman Street, and someone's like, hey, Pickin Pear. And it was a lady that had seen us in Alabama the weekend before and ran into us in New Orleans.
This crowded, crazy place. People walking. There's millions of people down this road, and she jumps out of line and sees us. It was just like, what?
Yeah.
That was so crazy.
It was really special. And finally, in our last little recap of all of these shows we've had since we last talked to you, we were at People's Brewing on Tuesday, a couple days ago. I'm still wearing the same clothes.
Yep.
And, Mom and Pop Productions there. Jim puts on, he's probably one of the, if not the best promoter I work with in the country. Yeah. Just because he actually gets people out to the shows, and he cultivates this really good culture in this brewery. Like, he's basically, before the show, like, shut up and listen to the band.
He does.
You know?
Yeah. Like, we appreciate that so much, and I'm sure a lot of other people that come to listen to the music really appreciate that as well. Because it's a brewery, some people don't come for the music. They're there to chit chat with their friends, and they're cool with that too, but just maybe keep it to a minimum for the other people that came to listen. And it's like, man, thank you so much. That's really an awesome thing that you do for listeners and musicians alike. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, he helped us sell 53 tickets, and
we don't sell tickets, guys.
Sold out. Yeah, we have a really hard time selling tickets.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
So when we hear 53 sold out shows, like, we love you, Lafayette. Thank you. You make us feel good.
And our good friend there, the Hearts, they sent us a really nice message. They have a really young daughter who is a Pickin Pear super fan. And they couldn't make it to the show because it's 21 and over, and we were too sick to like try and like go over there and do something special for them. But she sent us this amazing message just about how they love Tia and they love the Pickin Pear. And
when the kids at school and they say like, who's your favorite artist, and everyone's like Taylor Swift, this little girl's just like Pickin Pear. It's like, oh, my heart.
Yeah. So our cup is full after
full.
These last 6 shows, hanging with Jake and, meeting so many awesome people that are supporting what we're doing here with the podcast and our shows and our music. And then there was the downfalls of being sick and canceling shows and all that. Like, it's just been an up and down, flat tires, new tires. Holy moly.
Yeah.
What a couple of weeks it's been. So thank you for, tuning in again this week.
Right.
And, I think now we just roll right into our food segment.
Let's go.
Let's
do it. It's a little beat up.
Yeah. Oh, hey, actually, before we do this, impromptu, I recorded Jake reviewing a turkey neck.
Yes.
And I wanted to just show you guys because we really wanted to get Jake in. We had an idea. We were going to do the pralines, but we were also going to do cheese coney with Jake in Cincinnati. But we were just too sick to get over there and actually film it and do it.
Yeah.
So sorry, Jake. But here, we'll give you your 2 minutes of fame as a food reviewer right now on the Pickin Pear Podcast as he reviews a turkey neck from the Cajun Shack.
Testing. 1, 2. Testes. 1, 2. Hi, folks. Jake Hydrick here. We're down near Frenchman Street in New Orleans, and we got to get to it until we don't have time. So I'm just going to wrap this up. What I got here is Raging Cajun Shack, garlic shrimp, garlic butter, turkey neck. Never had turkey neck. That's finely cooked turkey neck. You can tell it's finely cooked because of how tender it is. Meat falling right off the bone, just like we like it. Oh wow, yeah. It's a dark meat. You can tell by the way that the meat is dark.
Ah,
yeah. And bone in.
disgusting.
No. Interesting. Never had it before. It just tastes like a dark meat, turkey meat.
Rated out of 10?
Rated out of 10 against other turkeys or just a food that I would eat in general. It gets I'd say average. I'd eat it. It's a 5.
A 5?
Yeah. I mean, I'm harsh.
You're harsh.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not a 4.
How are the shrimps?
Shrimps are 8.5, 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I love shrimp, though. Seafood always gets a high rating unless it's just bad. Turkey neck, would I order it again? if I only had $3.79, yeah, that's what I'd get. That's fine. And then the bones are good to feed to Leon's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here, Leon.
Thanks, Jake. All right, thanks, Jake. He's a tough reviewer.
Man, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it, though. I mean, but that was his first turkey neck, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So when you try more, Jake, let us know.
So this is the, I don't know, it was like an impulse buy right next to the cash register somewhere. The Magnolia Praline Company.
Praline, yeah.
Praline. Yeah. So, New Orleans sort of thing. Let's just give it a shot.
Pralines were everywhere. So we're like, okay, apparently this is a New Orleans thing. So cheers. Choke on my food.
That's different.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a different texture.
Yeah, right? Like, you see it kind of makes you think like peanut brittle.
Exactly. I thought it was going to be a little bit harder, but it's way softer.
It's very soft, and the pralines are very good. Super sweet. It's kind of like a butter pecan-y kind of taste.
Yeah. It's really creamy. I just wasn't expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is good.
All right, real quick, what's your review?
Oh my god. It feels like it could possibly be a little bit like manufactured praline. Like I think there's better pralines out there.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So?
I do.
I
Maybe
don't
it's
know.
just because it's
How
been a
could
while.
it be better?
I don't know.
Just say 7.5.
I know. It's like I give everything a 7, 7.5, and I want to be more exciting than that, but it's all right.
It's all right. Yeah. I mean, it's a fine little dessert.
It's really nice with the tea. It's perfect for that.
You're right.
But, I'm not blown away by it or anything. I would even give it like a 6.5.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just all right. I don't know if I would get it again.
Yeah, I don't need it again.
Yeah.
But
okay.
if someone provided that as a dessert, I would be very happy with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Pralines.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're all right.
All right, friends. Well, we're rolling toward the end of the show here. We can't say thanks enough for being a part of us doing this thing. And we're so excited to be in Michigan right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is we've been to Michigan a few times in the last few years, but these are our first shows in Michigan. Yep. We're actually in Monroe, Michigan, and if you know anything about Michigan, you know why we're in Monroe, Michigan. And, we are restocked and feeling good, and tomorrow we play.
It is tomorrow. Yeah. Whoa, it never stops.
It just
I
flies
love it.
by.
Let's go.
Tomorrow we're in Lansing, Michigan at Max Bar. And if you do a little Reddit search of Max Bar, most of the discussion is about how the toilet situation works at Max Bar and how the bathroom situation. So I'm kind of anxious to see what that's all about.
Honestly, that was a thing Jake did in New Orleans a lot.
It
was he would always go and check out the bathrooms because he just is interested in how the bathrooms are in this place. It was so funny. It was kind of like a running joke.
And the men's room at Snug Harbor on Frenchman Street was pretty odd, honestly. Yeah.
Oh, so Jake will let you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that's show 966 and 697, and then 967 together and 698 as the Pickin Pear at Workshop Brewing in Traverse City, Michigan.
Yep.
And I remember Traverse City being the where we would need to go. So me and Brian went up to Dunegrass to see Yonder and Green Sky, and this was probably 2007, I'm guessing. And it was a wonderful trip.
Yeah.
But his wife was like weeks away from birthing their first son.
Oh man.
And he's currently getting his driver's license now. So
where's the time gone?
Yeah, but that Sleeping Bear Dunes and all that dune grass, that's just wonderful. And that's just a little bit north of there. So really beautiful country there. Excited to get to play our songs for some Michiganders.
Michiganders.
Yeah. And this is I haven't done the tallies recently, but it's probably like our 42nd or 43rd state that we've played out of all 50 states. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Mississippi, when we did Hattiesburg, Mississippi, that was a first timer.
Yeah,
and
we've
then
pretty much
Michigan.
knocked out the South now. We just
Okay.
there's places like Maryland,
The
and
Dakotas.
Connecticut, and the Dakotas,
Yeah.
and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
those are the states. Alaska, Hawaii, we haven't
Of
played.
course.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get to you.
No, we're coming. Yeah.
We're coming. And yeah, so that brings us to my favorite part, where we talk about what makes you happy. Tia
I like
Martini.
being happy.
What made you happy over these last couple of weeks?
Oh man. Well, it was my birthday, and I felt so much love from everybody. From you, Jake came to visit for my birthday. That was really cool, and just all the birthday love that people send you. It was just, it could be overwhelming, and it was really awesome, and it makes me really appreciate my life and all the friends that I have, and the wonderful man that I have, and yeah, just all sorts of happy.
Well, that's really, really sweet. Bringing tears to my eyes.
Tears to my eyes. But Leon, what makes you happy?
Oh man. Well, all that stuff and
Yeah.
you and like sentimental stuff, like that,
course.
of course. New tires make me happy.
Feeling safe, yeah.
Yeah. But maybe we've watched something good. I feel like I had something in mind, and now
I was
can't
gonna
remember.
say baseball, but
Yeah.
then also maybe not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, baseball has been rough so far, mostly for our
Yeah.
fantasy baseball teams.
yeah.
Tia is in the championships this week for her
Hey.
fantasy hockey team.
Yeah, which is my first one, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, she might win like $30, so
Hey.
we'll see. Could be cool. Let's see. Did we watch anything, Tia, that was like memorable and good? I don't think we did.
I really don't, because we've been so busy here.
We've been so busy. We've been sick. It's just been ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what makes me happy is feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Feeling better makes me happy.
God, I just
And
want to be
it's been
better.
slow going, but
Yeah.
luckily it's the kind of sickness that I've been able to sing at all these shows.
It's true.
Like
Like,
it hasn't limited my singing that much.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
You
I mean,
can hear it a little bit in the Village Pub. We did like Ooh Las Vegas,
yeah.
and I had to kind of change the way I said Ooh Las Vegas, and I kind of liked the way I sang it.
So it was like, good thing it happened, I guess.
Yeah,
I'll
it just
take it.
forces you to do stuff a little differently.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but doing the podcast makes me happy. Playing music with my beautiful lady makes me happy, and all of you folks that are listening to me ramble right now, you all make me happy
So
too.
happy, really. Thank you all.
We'll try to get back at it and give you another podcast next week.
Yep.
Maybe we do Italian beef sandwiches.
Oh, I'm in.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're gonna try to rate 3 different beef sandwiches.
Yeah. So stick around, stay tuned, come on back, all the things. We love you.
we love you guys.
We'll see you next time on the Pickin Pear Podcast.
Bye, friends.
Oh, wait. Wait.
Pause.
Matt Wolf has put together 2 videos for us. Whiskey Brain last week from the Den. And then this week he's got
River song?
just another River Song from Stanley's Pub. So we're going to play you out with River Song. But don't forget to watch Whiskey Brain, okay? You're going to like it.
You're gonna like it. It's gonna get weird. Let's
All
get
right.
weird.
We'll see you next time on the Pickin Pear Podcast.
Bye, friends.
Pickin Pear Podcast.
Let me tell you about the river and how she spends her time winding through the country, raging past pines. If one thing's for certain, she'll be rolling right along. We'll be sitting beside her singing just another river song. Now she's been carving through the mountain like a beam of light. Desire locked in her sight. She pushes on with all her might. Now brought to life by heavy rain, melting ice and snow. A steady stream begins to grow. Now grace will guide her down below. Let me tell you about the river and how she spends her time winding through the country, raging past pines. If one thing's for certain, she'll be rolling right along. We'll be sitting beside her singing just another river song. Well, quick, keep moving. No need to be here for long. She'll sing to you her river song, but before you know it, she'll be gone. Cause here will all depend on whether or not she makes it to the end. Let me tell you about the river and how she spends her time winding through the country, arranging past pines. If one thing's for certain, she'll be rolling right along. We'll sit beside her singing just another river song.